Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we'll be taking another look at Krater. I've actually spent a lot of time over this past weekend playing the game, and I'm continuing to really enjoy it. So I wanted to revisit it with you guys in another video, show you some more gameplay, talk about how I've progressed, the things that have changed, and also just tell you why I like this game so much, which we'll get into in one moment, but I'll just say color palette and aesthetic. It's really drawn me in, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I've been enjoying this game so much, especially for just such an inexpensive classed RPG, or team-based RPG, which is what this game is. Now, let's talk about where we've gone since the last video, and a couple of things have changed. Number one, I've changed my team makeup. I still have my tank and my healer that I had in the past. I've also added a melee character, also known as a Slayer. So there's the Bruiser, the Medicus, and the Slayer. I've decommissioned my Regulator, which was my ranged crowd control character, and instead I picked up this melee DPS. He's basically high damage melee, so I've got two melee characters plus one ranged healer, and that's basically my current makeup. Now, something else I wanted to mention is I've realized that this game, the way it deals with character progression is through locking you into these tiers that you have to pay to access the next level. What I mean by that is my guy right here, he can now level. I brought him to what is called boot camp, which all it means is you pay in-game currency, which will unlock the next tier for one of your characters. So I brought him to boot camp. I paid 2,000 in-game currency, which now lets him level from 11 to 15. In fact, he's got access to this right here, so let me bring that in there. Give him a little more extra defense there. Wonderful. So he's got access to 11 through 15. You can see his XP bar going up there. These two guys, I can't afford to level them up, is basically what's happening right now. They're both stuck at level 10. They will stay at level 10 until I get them training. You can see these are locked out. It says requires promotion. So until I bring them to boot camp and pay 2,000 in-game currency, which, just to put in perspective, right now I've got 5,000, and to get the 2,000 to get this guy promoted to levels 11 through 15, I had to play for a few hours. Throughout the course of this weekend, all the currency I acquired only allowed me to level up one of these characters, and I think I probably played about 4 hours total this weekend. So 4 hours was enough time for me to level up one guy. Now that tier right there, that is the last tier. Once I unlock a character through tiers 11 through 15, that's the highest. There's no more. At least it doesn't appear to be that way. So it's not like this is something that's going to continuously happen over and over again. But that is something that kind of annoyed me, to lock character progression. It's like an artificial mechanic to increase the game's longevity by forcing you to grind currency before you can continue to progress your characters. But that's probably my only real complaint about this game. Although the depth of the character system is pretty minimal because there's only a few abilities per character, and I haven't unlocked any additional abilities. You get more gear and you get gadgets, which are they sort of act like an additional other skill, basically. I've got gadgets now for these guys. Let me show you that really quickly here. So for my tank, I've got this gadget that he gives him healing over time. It's got a 120-second cooldown, but it gets him some healing over time when I activate it. This guy's got some base intelligence and defense on this item. I can also activate it to increase my focus, which helps my healing become a lot more effective. And this guy right here, he's got a zapper as his gadget. It does range damage when I activate it on a 120-second cooldown. But the reason I have it on him is because it has some base plus strength, which will allow him to do more damage innately. So the progression in this game really is primarily coming through gear and gadgets, and then implants and boost. But I'm not seeing lots more skills and stuff like that. That just doesn't appear to be happening in this game. But with all that said, again, that sounds like another complaint. The thing that's really drawn me into this game, and I think the reason I was playing it all weekend and really enjoying it, is just the aesthetic. The way this game looks, the visual appeal behind it, I think is significant. And I think the one thing that I really am enjoying about this game over other post-apocalyptic games is that this one is not sitting with a boring, dull color palette. And what I'm talking about is, you think post-apocalyptic, what do you think about? You think like deserts and like dunes and like all this, you know what I mean? Like a lot of time these post-apocalyptic games are these really dreary color palettes that I think over time has just started to put me to sleep. But this game, very vibrant, very colorful. The world, it's post-apocalyptic, but it's overgrown. It doesn't look dead. I mean, you're gonna notice a lot of nice green and yellow hues here. And we're in a dungeon, we're in a hydro plant here, and it's still, you know, it's still looking nice. The outdoor environments are looking really nice as well. I'm not saying this game has fantastic graphics or anything, but I just think the aesthetic that they decided to bring to this game, the art direction, that alone has really kept me playing, because again, the combat isn't crazy in depth. The progression system seems very minimal. Character development seems relatively minimal. I mean, besides your basic skills, there's really not a whole lot more happening here. You've got your basic couple of skills per character, and that's really essentially it. So, but it's just strange to me, but in a good way. It's strange to me that color palette and art direction alone has been enough to keep me interested in a game, but it has. It absolutely, positively has. I can say that without question. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I've really, really been enjoying this title, so. And the other thing too, that's not to say that that's the only thing it has going for it, because the combat's all right, you know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna notice me more or less doing the same thing every single fight. I run in, I cleave with this guy, and then this guy's got 2 attacks. He's got a basic high damage attack, and then he's got an area of effect spin. And then I basically do that over and over again, selecting targets one at a time and just trying to keep aggro on my tank. I mean, almost every engagement is the same. The one exception would be that sometimes you'll come up against healers and you'll just want to target fire them down first, but that's basically it. You know, besides that, it's pretty basic. But something else too that I should mention, when your boosts are actually really, really interesting. So let me show you this guy right here. He's got a boost. So my tank has got a boost on his stomp ability. So a stomp ability does area effect damage. It also adds threat to him. It makes enemies attack him. But I have added these stamina boosts so that nearby allies get a stamina buff, +7 and +5 stamina. So what's going to happen is you'll notice that these guys, when I do this, it looks like they take damage. That they're just actually getting more health. So the boost system does add more beyond those 2 basic skills. And that's why I wanted to mention it, because it is, I make it seem very, very minimal, but it's a little bit more than that. It definitely is a little bit more than that. But man, the aesthetic and the game has some good humor as well too. Like, I think that's another thing that's really kept me playing. And that was sort of I guess that was really the main reason I wanted to make this video for you guys, is just to share that with you, because I was thinking, while playing this weekend, I'm like, I'm having a great time. And I was, you know, I do stuff over the weekend, but when I had some free time and to sit down and just play a game, if you know me and you've followed my channel, I've got hundreds and hundreds of games, and I'm constantly looking at betas of new games, and I mean, I buy almost every single PC game that comes out. But this is the one this weekend. I was like, man, I really want to keep playing Krater. And it just, again, the humor, the art style, the direction, this post-apocalyptic world that doesn't bore me to tears with its graphical style. I'm so impressed, and I'm also at the same time really disappointed that I didn't give this game more kudos when it first came out last summer. Because I think this is something, I hope it's not too late for people. I hope they can still be interested in this title and take a look at it, because I definitely think it's worth it. It was just on sale for like $5 on Steam. I doubt that sale's still occurring, but even if not, I think that the game's around $10 or $15, and I would say it's still probably worth it if you're a fan of action RPGs and you want maybe a little bit of a different experience. I mentioned Dungeon Siege in the past. People were telling me it's much more similar to other dungeon crawlers. I guess that's just the one that sort of immediately came to mind. People were referencing Baldur's Gate, which, yeah, I'd agree, it's sort of like that as well. In terms of the team-based play and you setting things up. Now, there's no pods mechanic in this game. That's something of note. Combat is just pretty direct. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share with you guys some more gameplay. I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit more about this game and tell you that, again, if you're an action RPG fan, It's not like a hack and slash one, but if you're a fan of action RPGs, man, just give it a look. Give it a shot. I think you'll probably be pleasantly surprised. All right. So again, you're gonna notice my tank continues to level up, but none of my other characters do because of the stupid locked level progression system. That just kind of annoys me a little bit, but I'm gonna make sure I don't aggro that other guy over there. And I guess that's all I really had to say. So I'm gonna kill this one last bear over here, and I guess we're gonna wrap up the video. If you'd like to see some more Krater gameplay, like I said, I recently did a first 40, so you could give that a look if you happen to miss it the first time around. But this is a pretty fun game. I've been playing it a lot lately. I'm probably going to continue to play it. Hopefully, I'd like to actually beat the game and to spend enough time in it. It's really hard with covering as many games as I do and being so strapped for time. As a result of that, it's really hard to finish games sometimes, but this is one that I actually feel like I want to finish through, see what the end's all about. There you go. All right, guys, so thanks so much for watching. Once again, this has been some more gameplay of Krater, the action RPG. You're playing a team here in this post-apocalyptic Swedish world that just looks great. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.